Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 2 of What If Naruto Went Back to the Past and fell for female Madara Uchiha. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto was sent to a parallel multiverse over in Anime King 3 and enjoy that guys. And over in Anime King I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto Awaken Allegard's godly abilities, so go ahead, check out that and enjoy guys. And remember, for anyone this is the first time you hear my voice, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say begin this new episode? Start the intro. So the last time we left off, Naruto wasn't sure what happened. The last thing he remembered was walking with Sakura. Had he said something stupid and she punched him? That must be the case because he did not know where he was as he was falling from high up in the sky as he crashed and destroyed a couple branches that he broke as he dropped in a puddle. It was more like a small river. He looked around confused and dazed as he could feel his body was in a lot of pain, a lot of broken bones. But the fox was slowly mending them back together as he was confused where he was. That was until he saw a sword pointed right towards his face as he looked up to see a naked black-haired girl. As he tried for the hardest to convince her that he was not the enemy, as he was from Konoha, but she did not know what he was talking about. As Naruto ended up finding out that this was Madara Uchiha, but was she supposed to be a guy? Naruto was confused as hell as he looked towards the stunning, beautiful woman in front of him. As he couldn't take his eyes off of her, he didn't know what was going on. As they talked until she decided to bring him back to her camp, as Naruto made his way with her, as they spoke along the way. As they arrived, as they came upon another Uchiha, while the place was full of Uchihas, they were all like Sasuke with a skull on their face. But they came upon one of them, Seinosu. The man was very angry as she beckoned him to challenge her if he wanted to say anything, but Seinosu did not challenge her. As Naruto was brought to her hut, as he spoke to her and told her about the time that he was from because it seems like he was somehow in the past. But the reaction that he got was not the one to expect, as she was gonna take over and become Hokage of this village, not Hoshirama, she said. As Naruto said that he wouldn't help her become Hokage, but he would help her stop this war and bring peace. Right now he was sure that he was in the past. How the hell did he even come here? Later that night, with all the flirting, things escalate as they slept together. Waking up next morning, she put him through a training exercise routine where he had to close his eyes and made sure he did not touch her as both of them moved. As Naruto asked what they are, she said that they were lovers. Some time passed, they were making their way, as she was a really horrible cook, as she was getting the noodles and everything so they could make ramen, as Naruto was gonna be the one to make it as Seinosu showed up, saying that Naruto does not belong here because he was not a Uchiha, as Madara spoke against Seinosu until he turned his sights on Naruto, as Madara turned towards Naruto for him to say something, as the man wanted to fight Naruto. As Naruto had the grocery bags in his hand, the man ended up stabbing him right through the stomach. As Naruto looked down, the man was looking at him with a triumphant look, as Naruto smacked him in the face, knocking him out cold, shocking everyone as he pulled the sword out. Madara was really angry that he got injured, as she said he wasn't supposed to get injured until she says so. As Naruto shook his head at her attitude, well, he was stuck here. What could he do? So yeah guys, so basically that's what I thought. You guys can switch across the place, check for yourself. So what is to begin this new episode? Remember to go ahead and check out the what ifs over in Anime King and Anime King 3. Yes, I indeed got 3 challenges that I posted to run every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and check out those and enjoy, guys. So yeah, let's begin this new episode. After the food was dropped off, and a few clones to cook, she led him away from the village. So, where are you taking me? Said Naruto. You will have the answer once we get there. In the meantime, silent, she said. She did not turn back to look at him, as her gaze was focused on the path. She led him across the wilderness, up the cliff. Strangely, the animals seemed tame at her passing. Even the river also seemed tame. The place was quiet as they passed through. They came to a stop on a massive cliff. As the place was surrounded by trees, over to the side but in the center, there was something. A lone tree with pink leaves was in the center. At the base sat something that he knew all too well. A grave. Etched into the stone was named Izumi. She knelt before the grave as she placed her head against the ground for a moment. As he realized he shouldn't be here, this was a private matter. I shouldn't be here, he said. No, she said as she lifted her head up. Stay. I desire your presence. Biting his lip, he kneeled on beside her, showing the proper respect for someone who he did not even know. This is my sister, Izumi, killed by Tobirama Senju in battle. My father, Tajima, was also killed by the Senju. Many in my village was also killed by the Senjus. I will not lie and say I did not hate them for the longest time. Then one day, this tree appeared here. It had to be that fool Hoshirama. Only he will think that a foolish plant would make up for my sister's death. But it is because of this tree I start to begin to look towards the peace that he desires. He showed respect to the dead when he did not even need to. What to say he can't show respect to the living? As she lowered her head once more as silence followed once again, the shadows grew long before she picked her head back up. Thank you for your company, Naruto, she said. It shamed me to say this, but it hurt a lot less when you are around. He stood as he offered his hand to her. For once, she took it. As her touch lingered, he knew she had a soft side, especially one that she was willing to show him. You're welcome, he said. But why did you bring me here? So that you understand what Konoha demands of me. It demands that we Uchihas change and lift the curse that plague us. At least for a few generations, she said, with a soft smile. What about you? Do you still have hatred, Naruto asked. She got close as she hugged him. Make no mistake, I would go on a murderous rampage if they kill you. But you might be able to lift my curse, she said. Damn it. Why was she so sexy, cute, adorable, and drop dead gorgeous, but also really crazy? Time skip. So what's the deal with Seinasu, said Naruto, as he placed on the bowl of ramen. He had outdone himself, you have to say. Well, it was a lot more better than when it was his birthday, and Sai and Sakura decided to make him birthday ramen. He almost died. Neither of those two could cook. Oh yeah, he might never see those two again, or anyone else from his Konoha. As he released a sigh. This is surprisingly good, said Madara. Far better than tomato-based monstrosity that my clan makes. As she placed on the bowl. Congratulations, Naruto. It is not often that I am forced to admit defeat, but you're the better cook, and your reward is the honor of cooking for me every night, she said. You just don't want to cook, said Naruto. She shrugged as she smiled. As for Seinasu, she said, he is one of my stronger warriors, surviving many fights against the Senjus. In the past, he was one of my greatest supporters and agreed that fighting with the Senjus would just be pointless. Holy crap, was Seinasu her ex or something? No, that didn't make any sense with how we talk. He took a sip of his own ramen. He need to add a bit more salt next time. Something happened, didn't it? He was to marry my sister. No one took her death well. Seinasu took it immensely hard. All love that he had for her turned into raw hatred for the Senju. He let that hatred consume him and turn into the second strongest of the clan. And you, said Naruto, as he realized that Seinasu sounded like the Madara that he knew back in his time. I mean, I know you say you still have a hatred, but why didn't you let it consume you, Naruto asked. As she started to slurp more of her ramen before she smiled. You should know the answer by now. I hate to lose. Even to myself, she said. Time skip. As Naruto tossed in the bed. As he moved over from left to right, switching from hot to cold, faster than Sasuke changed sides. Sasuke, huh? That was someone else that he was not gonna see. Unless he lived for like 100 years or so. Uzumakis were known for living long, and several people said that he was too stubborn to die, and too stupid to die as well. So perhaps he would see them again. Wait, holy crap. What if Sasuke is related to Madara? What if he became Sasuke? Grandpa? The bastard would probably be a shitty grandson. Holy crap. He was gonna be older than Jiraiya. And older than you, man. Were they even born yet? Hey, he could make sure that his parents did not die. All he had to make sure was that Madara did not go crazy. And he had to not die. So far he has done a pretty good job of that. Something was wrong though. As his sleep was disturbed, his heart was pounding as he felt the adrenaline rush. The air was thick with chakra. What? Who? Why? It was coming from Madara's room. But she was not alone. As he quickly made his way, as there was a jutsu that was cast, he could not hear his footsteps and his muscles felt like they were asleep. Some kind of sleep-based jutsu. What the hell was going on? He needed to see if she was okay. She probably was. But he had a really bad feeling about this. Every step felt heavier than the last. Like hell he was going to make some cheap trick beat him. He was in Kurama's chakra and he broke it off. I warned you, Madara, said Shinichi. As Naruto arrived at the door as he saw Madara and Shinichi standing there, chakra surrounding the both of them. And Madara looked like she was in pain, frozen, her arms at her sides. Bastard, she spat, as she struggled against what invisible bonds held on to her. I will kill you, she said. You will do nothing, Madara, Shinichi said, as he laughed. This is my ultimate technique. Everything that you were, everything that you will become mine, and you will be nothing. I will take your name and I will make sure the Senjus burn. Why did villains monologue so much? Well, it didn't matter. A Rasengan could shut them up. Great, he was Sakura now, solving everything with violence. Well, Shinichi was a dick and was trying to kill his girlfriend. That was Rasengan worthy. Shinichi blinked as he felt something slam into him. The next thing he knew, he was painted in the wall. His body crushed into it. As Madara fell, gripping her head as her robe was undone, exposing her left chest. As Naruto stepped forward, she roared in anger. As she pushed past him as she kicked Shinichi right in the face, rolling him over. She then sat on his stomach as she started to beat the absolute crap out of him. You bastard, after everything I done for you, after everything we've been through, you tried to take my life? As she beat him down, tears fell from her Sharingan as she punched and pummeled his face. If your hatred has led you to attack your own clan, then you're nothing more than a mad dog. And like any beast, you must be put down. I'd rather die than ally with those Senju bastards. As blood spurted from his mouth. So be it, she said. The tears stopped. You wanted my power, Shinichi? Then, have it, she said. Flashing towards advance and she blew out flames. Right toward his head, the inferno slammed into him violently. His scream could only be heard for a second before the roar of the inferno drowned it out. His arms and legs flailed all about, trying to stop the jutsu, but there was no stopping it. It was too late. As the tears in her face started to get evaporated by the heat. Even after he stopped struggling, she continued to burn where his head once was. She only stopped when his entire body had turned into ash, like he never existed to begin with. As she roared once more. This one lacked vengeance and hatred. It was just filled with sadness. As she started to collapse, but she was caught. As Naruto pulled her head towards his chest, she buried her face in his chest as she started to cry, tears pooling out. I'm sorry, he said, as he held her tight. As her tears flew as she sobbed. She just killed someone that was important to her in a fit of rage. He could have stopped it. He should have stopped it. This wasn't what peace was about. I'm so sorry, he said. You saved me, she said as she clutched at his clothes. You have nothing to be sorry for. He didn't need to die, said Naruto. Perhaps, she said, as she looked up towards him, wiping a few tears away with her wrist. I misunderstood his hatred, I knew. Asking to be okay with the Senjus would push him. I should have realized that he just did not hate the Senjus, but living life without Izumi. And in that respect, I failed him. As she wrapped her arms around him, at least now. He can be with my sister once more. But still, we could have... As she cut him off. Unless you figure out how to travel back in time once more. Then, we are to speak nothing more of this, she said. I chose to stay in separate rooms, to make sure I have the engine for tomorrow. But it worked for the best, she said. Should I take you to my room, he said, as he picked her up, not waiting for an answer. As he avoided the ashes. You have my permission to hold me until we both fall asleep. Tomorrow's a long day, and it may invite more bloodshed, she said. Don't worry, said Naruto, that won't happen. He had a good feeling about tomorrow. Yes, he did. Time skip. Try not to say anything stupid, Madara warned, as she took the first step in the rocky clearing. As the water separated two areas, it was shallow. Also, if you so much as look at another woman, I will end them, then I will cut you, she said. So I should just go there blindfolded, said Naruto. He had a strong feeling that she was really serious about the whole cutting thing. Or maybe I should just stand back, he said. She snorted. I've seen you move blindfolded. Somehow it is worse than you move normally, but no. I need you there. Unable to fight, you are to be my second, especially if that bastard Tobirama wished to try something. Besides, I wish to show you off, both as my prize and as my champion, she said. As Naruto raised the eyebrow, are you trying to make the first Hokage jealous, he asked. Why would I be jealous of parading you around? Like a prize bird, she said. Remember, I will not let that fool Hoshiram become the first Hokage. That title will be mine. You can have the title of second, once I grow tired of it. Or perhaps not. There isn't much that we can do with the abundance of free time. You're avoiding my question, said Naruto. While I do respect that fool Hoshiram a great deal, there's nothing between us. You will see soon enough why he agitates me, and why I wish to show you off. However, if you wish to kill him in a fit of jealousy, I would not be able to stop you, she said. Is it wrong that I kinda want to fight him for the fun of it, said Naruto. Absolutely not. I find the desire to challenge self to be a rather attractive trait. One that I wish to exploit in bed. Are you trying to turn me on before the meeting, said Naruto. It will amuse me. How on earth did I fall in love with someone like you, said Naruto. She paused. You are not to say it in public. Her face a bit flushed. Why, said Naruto. Because I may not be able to control my hunger for you otherwise. As they stood right at the river edge, the other Uchihas, hands on their weapons behind them, they were not just hoping for a fight, they were ready for it. As Madara glared towards over the forest area. They're here, she said. It was hard not to remember the feeling of Hoshirama's chakra, even when the man was dead, sealed, and turned against him. It could not be forgotten. An overflowing sense of power that demanded respect and warned his enemies to flee. Kurama roared. He wanted to fight the man once more and crush him. It seemed like some old grudge are coming back up. Still, Naruto also wanted to fight him as well, just to say that he defeated the god of shinobi. You're late, Hoshirama, you fool, she said. Her smile was feral. He could see the desire to fight burn around her. As Naruto wondered, was that how he was with Sasuke? Hopefully not. She then saw something as he fully came into view. How did you get a black eye? It is why we're late. As the second Hokage, Tobirama stepped out. Nothing was spared his glare, even his own brother. Though, to be honest, I didn't expect you to show up. Oh come now, Tobirama, show some respect, Hoshirama said. This is merely a wound from our guests. I may have overstepped my bounds, but who's your friend, he said. I do not recall a blonde Uchiha. As Madara's smile spread wickedly as she looked towards him. This is my lover, you fool. His voice of reason is the only reason I'm bothering with you. Lover? Hoshirama said as he raised the eyebrow. Well, I see, he said. That's very forward thinking of your clan. They must be happy for you. As he looked towards Naruto and gave him a bow. I do hope you and Madara find happiness. I know he can be a handful at sometimes. Hoshirama, you fool, she said. How many times do I have to tell you? I am a woman. As she stomped on the ground. As Hoshirama snorted. What? Nonsense. I have known you since you were a child, and you are a boy, so please stop trying to fool me. Her eye twitched violently. She may not have looked developed back then, and you still believe that she was somehow a boy. Enough of this. We're here to talk about the future for Naruto. As Naruto paused in confusion, as Hoshirama glanced behind him, so did Tobirama. As Naruto narrowed his eyes when he saw someone coming out. What the hell? Long pink hair that went towards her waist. A pink diamond in her forehead. Naturally, the first thing that he noticed was her rather large chest. especially compared to her slender figure that was dressed in a pink battle kimono, similar to what Shizune used to wear. She was also waving at him. "Is that you, Naruto?" she said. He almost didn't recognize her because of the boobs and long hair. But it was her. It was Sakura. What was she doing here? How did she get here? And when did her hair grow so long? And her boobs? How are they so big? Sakura, he said as he jumped across the river. As he pulled her into a hug, as he spun her around, as she squeezed him, in a tight hug as well. As they separated, but he kept his arms on her to make sure she wouldn't vanish. She was really here. "Why is your hair so long? And why is your boobs so big?" he said. Yes, that was the first thing that came out of his mouth. Not "how are you here" or anything else. That was the first thing that just popped out. And you couldn't help it. After all, you only saw her with this big chest, in his dreams. Her face turned red, her smile vanished, her arms folded over her chest. "Idiot, is that the first thing you asked me?" As she clenched her fist. "And I don't know, when I got here, I was like this," she said. As she pointed towards his arm. "Probably why you got your arm back." "Oh right," said Naruto. He had lost his arm in fighting Sasuke. "I guess that makes sense. Do you know why we're here? Or how did we even get here?" "I just remember flying to the sky and crashing on the river." "Not so loud, you idiot, we're in the past. We can't let them know where we're from," she said. "Oh, well, it's a bit too late for that." He wondered if it was a big deal that he told Madara everything. Maybe it was a good thing it was bad history. "Okay, but why?" he said. "You told someone, didn't you?" she said. "You told someone what?" The cold voice of Madara spoke. "And I would appreciate it if you released him. This instant. I would hate for him to get in the way of me ending your life." Sakura snapped towards her. "And why would I do that? He's my friend. And who the hell are you?" As Madara started to draw her blade. "I shall give you the honor to know the name of the one that will kill you. I am Mother Uchiha, and you are touching my lover," she said. Sakura blinked several times, as she wondered if she was hearing correctly. You're Mother Uchiha? As in the Mother Uchiha? "I see my reputation precedes me. You're a woman," said Sakura, confused. "Yes, I am a woman," she said, as she seemed to get more angry by that comment. "Why is everyone so surprised by that? Now release him so I can kill you properly." Her hand was stopped by Hoshirama. "Come on, no, Madara," he said. "You know, a man should not hit a lady." "Piss off, Hoshirama, you fool. Now let me kill her. She's touching what is rightfully mine." Sakura blinked as things started to click into place. She glanced between Naruto and Madara. Wait. She said that you're her lover, right?" "Please don't hit me," said Naruto. As she looked towards him. "Wait. No, you didn't," she said. She grabbed him by the collar and screamed. "You slept with Mother Uchiha?" Time skip. "I actually can't believe this," said Sakura. She rubbed her forehead, pacing back and front. The fact that Madara hadn't tried to kill her yet was the fact that Hoshirama was making her more angry at him. "We haven't even been here for more than a week and somehow you literally screwed the future." As the Senjus and the Uchihas looked towards them confused. "I'm sorry," he said. As she turned, snapping towards him, her chest moved with her as well. It was weird, seeing her with this massive chest. Tobirama also noticed as well. "Honestly, Naruto, it's like you don't even think about the consequences." "Forgive me for interrupting, Sakura," Tobirama said, as he looked towards her. "But could you please explain why you're so upset with him being in a relationship with the Uchiha? Is he a past lover of yours? And what of this future you seem so concerned about? Where are you and Naruto from?" "Well, since he was that idiot and told Madara everything, I might as well tell you too to see if we can unscrew everything. Should probably also see if Madara is pregnant. He should probably not tell her that he prevented Madara from dying, and that they killed a person. But how do we know that this saw her pass? I mean, she's a girl here," said Naruto. "So things could be different." Tobirama chuckled as he turned towards him. As the man answered the question. To answer that simply, my brother's an idiot, and he thinks that she's a man. And I encourage it. Because it amused me, he said. "You know, you're kind of an ass," said Naruto. "Well, forgive me for relishing the suffering of the one that killed many of my family." "Well, that was fair. But we saw him. He got resurrected and tried to take over the world," said Sakura. "Oh right, I need to explain where we're from." "Yes," Hoshirama says, "he came over to them." "I would like to finally hear where you are from, Sakura." She raised an eyebrow. Maybe Rock Lee was related to him. No, wait. Personalities aren't genetic. Besides, Hoshirama did not have enough eyebrow. I will hear what you have to say, and if I'm not satisfied, you will die, said Madara as she looked towards Sakura. Tobirama stepped between them if you want this meeting to be a success. You will not do as such. As Naruto shook his head, the poor bastard did not know that Sakura did not need protection. Come now, Madara, you know that a man should not strike the first blow against a woman, said Hoshirama, as he placed a hand on her shoulder like they were old drinking buddies. Unhand me, you fool, as she slapped his hand away. How many times do I have to tell you? I'm a woman! As she came over and sat right in Naruto's lap. She was being rather affectionate and a bit clingy. Hey, why do you think she's a man? Are you trying to say that a woman cannot fight, Sakura asked. When did I ever say that, said Hoshirama. I know full well how strong some women are, but it goes against my code to strike one first. And Madara is a man. I saw him naked when we were younger. I was in my underwear, you fool, she said. But I saw your chest, you had no breasts. I was 6. Yes, but there was still nothing there, he said. Just because I'm not a cow like she is, that doesn't mean I'm not a woman, you fool. Sakura blushed as she tried to cover her chest as best as she could. These are new, and this is not what makes a woman, okay? And they weren't that big. They were just big on her because she used to be really flat. As Hoshirama nodded, a blush on both his and his brother's face as their eyes looked towards Sakura, who squirmed a bit. I'm well aware, but when we were younger, Madara told me that he was male several times, and he proclaimed it quite loudly. That was because I was not strong enough to be free and a woman, you fool. I'm tired of arguing with you, you idiot. You there, I will allow you to explain the future of these two, and no others. They will help me become Hokage and lead Konoha properly. Sakura sighed as she looked exhausted, like she just wanted to go to bed. She was way too stressed out about all of this. Fine, maybe between the four we can find some way for the future to remain the same somehow. Why? You will have kids to remember me as a villain and a man, instead of a powerful female leader of Konoha, said Madara. Yes, you don't seem to understand. We have lasting world peace. Lasting peace that you trying to go crazy and take over the world built. Yes, a lot of people died in the Fourth Ninja War, but things are finally... So you are a coward then, said Madara, interrupting, and you fear change. You would damn the life of many, so that the future that you have may come once again. Yes, Sakura, it's not like we have a way to go back and think about how much people we can save. You can stop Sasuke from ever going to Orochimaru in the first place. And I can deal with Kaguya again, especially with Madara's help. She was like a super Sasuke, except female and hot, and one that he got to sleep with. This was why I wanted to keep that secret, she said as she glared at him. I know it's selfish, but we have that peace that you both work so hard to achieve. All the village are allied with each other. No more children getting sent to war. No more fathers and mothers. No longer coming home. We have peace, she said, as a tear started to fall from her eyes. Crocodile tears, said Madara. I know it's unfair to ask you to sacrifice so much, especially you, Madara, but it is all for the best. Besides, there might be a way for me and Naruto to go back. Wait, what? Said Naruto. A way back? A chance to see his friends and families again. Ramen. But that meant leaving Madara here. What are you talking about, Sakura? He said. The portal I came out of was still there. At least it was yesterday when I checked. A portal? So he had to fall from the heavens, and she get a damn portal. Man, it felt like someone was out to get him or something. I tried to open it with my chakra, but I didn't have enough. But between you, Hoshirama, Kurama, we should be able to open it back and let us go back to our time. Madara growled as she turned towards him. You will not leave me, she said. He didn't want to, he really didn't. But he also wanted to see his friends and families back home once again. Was she worth that life? Did his love for her for the past week bloom so much, outweighing the love that he had back home? What makes you think you'll be able to go back through it, said Tobirama. And what makes you think you will lead to the same future that you had in your past? What's to say that it won't change, with the knowledge that we have now? It's worth a shot, isn't it, said Sakura. I don't even know what is going on, but what I do know is we need to go back. We don't belong here. We got here as a mistake. You agree with me, right, Naruto? She said. All eyes turned towards him. I don't know. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but it might not even go back to Konoha, right? No, it does. I'll take you all there tomorrow. In the meantime, she said, I think we need to focus on stopping a war that might ruin everything. As she noticed the two clans were glaring at each other. Time skip. She was mad. It was the maddest he ever saw her. Given that she was always mad in some kind of way, this was over the edge. On their way to the camp, no matter how much he pleaded, no matter how much he begged for forgiveness, she refused to speak to him. Look, Madara, It was hard to explain as her tongue went down his throat, as she pushed him in their tent. I will make this, she said, pulling back. Abundantly clear, Naruto. You are mine, she said, and mine alone, as she grabbed his hand and placed it on her chest. Just as I am yours, I will permit you to open the portal, and I will tell your friend Sakura to leave this world through the portal, and I will allow you to make a choice, to stay or leave. Why? Said Naruto. Because it will get rid of this annoying Sakura that you seem so fond of, and I know that you will choose me. As she came back down to kiss him, she made a damn fine argument. Time skip. I fail to understand. You love me, yes? As she grind her teeth. So why are you still so conflicted about this? She had to know that it wasn't an easy choice. Part of him was wishing that he could not get the portal open, and he wouldn't have to make this choice. He looked up ahead to where Sakura was leading them. She seemed so sure that it would work, and in some way she was right about what he should do. But even when he knew what to do, he could not decide. Because it's not that easy, he said, as he tried to find the right word to say. He was so used to following his heart, and just knew what to say and everything always worked out. But in this scenario, things was a lot different. Being conflicted so much was really hard, and it sucked a lot. I have to choose between you and everyone else I know and love. Then, you will choose me, she said, as her face seemed to calm down after a while. I need you here, she said. I know, but it's just... As he paused. It would be so great if she could just come with him in the future, but she was needed here in the past. And she had the worst part of everything. But, if he went back to the future her might try to kill him even though that future her was a guy. This shit was just so confusing. As he asked her a question. Could you choose between me and your clan, he asked. She turned as she looked off to the horizon, her face showing an unreadable mask. He had barely known her for a week, but he was struggling so much to choose between her and his home. If it had been a month, how different would things be? What if it was a year? Was she worth giving up his dream of becoming the next Hokage? Was she worth all the hard work he put in to get the village to acknowledge and respect him? Was she worth his future? Was he worth that much to her? He really wanted that to be yes. Well, she said, could you? You're not answering my question. Are you gonna answer me? Said Naruto. I don't know, she said, as her mask broke, and she looked hurt, like when they were standing in front of her sister's grave. I do not know if I can choose between you or my clan. I don't know if I can leave my clan to be with you. I don't know if I can leave them to be with you, she said. I do not have the answer to your question. Was that the answer that you desire, she said. No, said Naruto. Well, at least she was not trying to get what she wanted. But you know why I'm having a hard time with this, right? She pushed his hand away that he tried to rest upon her shoulder. I will not be happy until you make the right choice. As Naruto watched her walk ahead, was this why people were so annoyed talking to him? Stubborn people really suck. Time skip, portal, was a bad word for what this was. This was more like a tear in reality, a crack. It showed no shadow or light. The mirror, like surface that it was over the water, did not show that it was there. But there it was, a bolt of lightning, just stretched out. The tear danced, like a fish out of water. See, said Sakura as she smiled, as she walked up to the portal. As she slapped it, it thundered a bit. See, look, you can see Konoha, she said. Are you sure that you should be hitting it like that, said Naruto. It's fine, it's pretty solid, she said, as she slapped it again. Let me guess, you tried to punch it, didn't you? As she turned her head. What makes you think I tried to punch it, she said. Because that is what you do when things don't go your way, said Naruto, as he looked into the crack and saw part of Konoha that he knew all too well. The Hokage's monument. He could clearly see the third Hokage's stoic face, Tsunade's scowl, and Kakashi's mask. Then there was his father's face. As he watched it, as he realized it was more than 100 years between now and then. Could he even live that long? Perhaps he might die in a fight or doing something stupid, but that was still a long time to live. That was twice as old as Granny was, and she was like super old. As Sakura placed a hand on his shoulder, things are still the same. The Hokages are still there. The third, the fourth, Tsunade, Kakashi Sensei. No weird future where we have an Orochimaru Hokage or anything weird like that. I have eyes, Sakura, he said. Try as he might, he was not excited about this. Yes, that was his home. Right there, he could see it very clearly in front of him. But how do you know that this will work, or even if it is safe? She rolled her eyes, honestly. You're gonna be lecturing me on what is safe or not? He sighs, he turned back to Konoha once again. Remember, that's your home. There are people there waiting on you. Remember, your dream to become Hokage. And I'm one of them, and when you get that hat, I'm gonna be cheering my ass off for you. As Naruto sighed, how many guild trips could he take in one day? I know, Sakura, I know. Anyways, how do we even open this thing? Hopefully, they couldn't get it open, and you wouldn't have to make this choice. Naruto, she said. Look, if you can't make a tough choice like this, what makes you think you can become Hokage? Well, that hurt. That hurt a lot. Sakura was one of his loudest supporters. And for her to say that, what are you talking about? As a Hokage, you have to make a lot of hard choices that will change the future. What project get passed, who to send on mission, what alliance to accept, what trade agreement work the best. A lot of them are not easy. The worst part about everything she was saying, he knew that she was right. Konoha. Konoha was important to him. You will both silence your whispering and explain this to us now, said Madara. As she folded her arms and grind her teeth together, she looked towards Tobirama. Also, why are you here? You are not needed here. I am needed, no more than you are, he said. But perhaps my time will be spent better, leading a surprise attack on the Uchihas while you are occupied. Is that why you pat that back, brother? Hoshirama said, as he smacked his brother over the back. It is good that you're here with us then. Our peace is just a seed, and it will bloom into a massive tree. As Tobirama glared at him. It does look promising, he said. Perhaps if the portal is stable, you will allow us to visit your home, Sakura. No, absolutely not. The whole point of us leaving is that we don't mess anything up, despite this idiot best attempt. Who are you to call him an idiot? Said Madara, as she stepped forward. Both of the women were about the same height. As Sakura glared back at her, I'm his keeper, that's who. Madara looked towards him. Are you just gonna accept that? Well, the claim wasn't entirely wrong. Sakura was mostly sent on missions with him, as a bonus assignment, to make sure he didn't do anything stupid, despite the fact that half the mess-ups were both of theirs. Bah, spineless. Hurry up so I can be done with you, and pray I never run into your ancestors, or my blade might just slip. Well, I'm still here, so I should be fine, said Sakura, as she turned to Hoshirama. Now then, I was able to open the portal a little bit with some of my chakra, so I'm going to require Naruto to cut her off. Wait, don't you have a lot of chakra in that seal thing? Why didn't you try to use that, he asked. Yes, my seal gave me access to a lot of chakra, but it's nowhere near to what you two have. You both literally shit chakra, more than what I use in a day. A feared maiden such as yourself should not swear like that, Sakura, said Hoshirama. Oh, shut the hell up, she said. Huh, congratulations, I hate you. A little bit less, said Madara. Okay then, now Naruto, I want you to use Kurama's chakra, and Hoshirama, please, channel your sage chakra. I have a feeling it's gonna take a lot. Sakura clapped her hands. I'm gonna be using my chakra to keep things contained, but hopefully, if need be, Tobirama and Madara, could you please lend a hand? Fine, Tobirama said, as he shifted his backpack once more. Again, if only to get rid of you, said Madara. They arranged themselves so that Sakura stood between the both of them, as him and Hoshirama placed their hands on the crack. It was solid, but there was no texture. It was like something was just stopping his hand from going further, as Kurama was cooperating. That chakra, said Kurama, as he entered sage mode. I knew it felt familiar. Tell me, how do you have so much of the Kyuubi's chakra? Oh, well, I have Kurama's seal inside of me, and he let me use his chakra because we're friends. Oh, also, he said that you should go die in a ditch. As Hoshirama laughed, I'll be sure to remember that if I ever encounter the beast once again. Kurama, was it? Has a nice ring to it. Could you two focus, said Sakura. She activated her own seal as black markings spread across her body. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. As their chakra exploded out violently, the cracks started to shimmer and shake. A hole started to appear at the top. It looked like glass was being melted from one side. Another hole appeared in a third, as they slowly started to expand together. It started to crack, then it shattered, as he nearly fell forward as that surface vanished. It thrumped, it pulsated with ancient power. We did it, said Sakura. You can finally... Bam! She was sad as Madara kicked her right in the portal. Good riddance. As Naruto moved on his own, it was instincts. of so many times of saving her since you were younger. A bond that could only be forged by ninjas of Konoha. When his hand went right through it, there was nothing. It was like when he lost his arm, there was nothing there. As he looked, the Sakura was inside, she was intact. There was a long tunnel that floated between them and Konoha. As she was unmoving, her face stopped between a cross of shock and joy. He tried to pull back, he tried to escape, but the pull was strong. Panic raced over him. He didn't want to go, he wanted to stay. As his foot came in as well. Madara, help, I'm stuck. I can't get out. You idiot, as she grabbed him. As she desperately tried to pull him out. Why did you try to save her? You idiot, idiot. I'm sorry, she's my teammate, I just did. I'm sorry, I want to stay, I should have said so. I'm so stupid, he said. You're not gonna leave, she said as she drew her katana. Tears flowing down her eyes, that carefully laid persona that she used for her enemies and her allies, thrown to the side. I won't let you, I need you, Naruto, she said. She looked towards her sword and his arm. We can find a healer, she said. Do it. He lived without his arm before, what was her leg as well? Her sword broke against his sleeve. What? She flashed two hands as she breathed hot flames towards the portal. I won't let you take him, he's mine. Give him back, she shouted. His torso was being swallowed by the portal as well. Far too much to be cut off. You're mine, damn it, as she jumped on top of him. She kissed him. I command you, stay here, she said. I'm sorry, Madara, he said. He really hated goodbyes. Sorry did not fix anything. He needed something with more meaning. I love you, he said. I know, she growled. That is why. I'm coming with you, she said. She placed her hand against the portal but nothing happened. Her hand was stopped by the barrier that was there. What? Take me, damn it! Take me, she shouted. As she threw herself towards the barrier, beating, kicking, and screaming at it. No. No! Screw you, Sakura, she said. This is all your fault. As she kicked and punched. As Naruto's head was swallowed by the portal. I love you, he said. As he could not move or blink or anything. But he could see and hear her cry. Only his other hand remained free. She grabbed it and she held on to it for dear life. I will kill every single Haruna I find. I will burn this entire world to the ground to make sure that she's not born. Her threat was empty, she was just upset, he could see it in her eyes. She was more sad than she was angry. Sad enough that she didn't even flinch as Toshirama pulled her into a hug, trying to comfort her. As she broke down crying, her heart broken. As Naruto cursed, he wanted to go back. He wanted to be the one to hold her, to never let go of her again. Ear filled as long as he fell onto a dirt road. As he turned back towards a portal that was shrinking. No, send me back, he said. But it was gone. No, he said as he slammed his fist in the ground, cracking it. Tears pooling from his eyes. Had he even never cried like this before? Damn it, as he slammed his fist, breaking the ground. Naruto, as he felt Sakura's hand land on his shoulder. She was gonna say something. Something that was not gonna make it better, but make it worse. He felt her hand grip his shoulder. Naruto, I'm sorry, but I need to stop crying and look the hell up. Please tell me that he's not Sasuke. Smug ass face on the monument. As Naruto glanced up, what the hell was going on? That smug face. It was Sasuke. Instead of Tobirama's face being there, Sasuke's smug ass face was there. The bastard was probably in the past as well. How offended would you be if I punched a mountain? Envoys flashed around them. Intruders. A red-haired woman looked at Naruto as her eyes shifted into the goddamn Sharingan. What the hell? The Hokage would like a word with you. As Naruto was confused. Red-haired Uchiha? But guys, to be and subscribe right here. If you want to see next person do, like, subscribe, comment down below and turn on the bell notifications they posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and check out the other episodes over in Making and then Making 3. And if you're new, yes, I indeed post what is every day for you guys to enjoy. So yeah guys, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Making family. And thank you for all for helping your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking about all of you. And I indeed have 3 channels, so go ahead, links will be down in the description for you guys to check them out and enjoy. But I'm out for now, see you guys soon, peace.